Hello everybody, in this video we're going to talk about how to multiply polynomials. So we're going to look at this in three ways. The first two ways we're going to multiply two binomials together. The first way we're going to use a table, which is a more of a visual method, especially for first starting out multiplying binomials. But then we're going to get into the FOIL method. So FOIL is like a shortcut method. Once you get the hang of multiplying binomials, you'll be using FOIL all the time. And then lastly, we'll finish by looking at multiplying a binomial by a trinomial. Okay, so let's start by using a table. So example number one, we're going to see 3x minus 4 times x plus 7. So we see our table set up here. Along the top, we're going to write the terms from one of our binomials. It really doesn't matter which one. And then along the side, we're going to write the terms for the other binomial. Okay, so make sure we get the signs correct. 3x is positive, 4 is negative, x is positive, and 7 is positive. So now we just multiply as if we're filling out this table. So we're going to say 3x times x would be 3x squared. X times negative 4 would be negative 4x. 3x times 7 would be 21x. And negative 4 times 7 would be negative 28. So now all we do is we look at our like terms. So we have 21x and negative 4x. And we want to write these in standard form, so descending order from highest exponent to no exponent. So we're going to say 3x squared, and now we can combine those. So negative 4x plus 21x. So that's going to be plus 17x, and then lastly we have minus 28 at the end. Okay, so 3x squared plus 17x minus 28 would be our final answer. So notice how multiplying two binomials ends up with a trinomial. That's the case the majority of the time. All right, let's look at the next one. So let's say 2x and negative 6, 4x and negative 8. Okay, so first we're going to say 2x times 4x, so that's going to be 8x squared. Negative 6 times 4x would be negative 24x. 2x times negative 8x would be negative 16x. And then negative 6 times negative 8 would give us a positive 48. So once again, we have like terms with our x variable. So let's write our terms now. So we have 8x squared. Negative 24x minus 16x is going to be negative 40x. And then we can end it with plus 48. Okay, so that's how you use a table to multiply binomials. All right, let's talk about the FOIL method. So FOIL, F-O-I-L, stands for first, outer, inner, last. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the two first terms, the two outer terms, the two inner terms, and then finally the two last terms. So I'll kind of show you what this is going to look like by drawing some arcs between the two terms that we're multiplying. So we're going to start over here with number one, x plus 4 times x minus 3. So our first terms would be x times x, so that is x squared. Outer terms would be x times negative 3, so negative 3x. Inner terms, 4 times x, so plus 4x. And then our last terms, 4 times negative 3, so minus 12. And now you notice in the middle we have two like terms once again that we can combine. So we can say negative 3x plus 4x. So we have x squared, this would be plus x, and then minus 12. Okay, so once again, we ended up with a trinomial. All right, the next one, 2x minus 6 times 5x plus 8. So let's do our first terms, 2x times 5x, so 10x squared. Outer terms, 2x times 8, so plus 16x. Inner terms, negative 30x, right? Negative 6 times 5x. And then lastly, negative 6 times 8 would be negative 48. So now we can combine our terms in the middle. So we have 10x squared. We have 16x minus 30x, so it's like 16 minus 30. So negative 14x, and then minus 48. And we have our trinomial. Okay, so that's how we use the FOIL method. First, outer, inner, last. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to multiply binomials by trinomials. So it's kind of like the FOIL method, and kind of like distributed property all mixed together. We just need to be really careful because essentially we need to multiply x by all three of these terms. We're going to write that down, and then we need to multiply negative 3 by all three of those terms as well. So we're going to have one big long polynomial, and then we're going to combine a bunch of our like terms. All right, so we're going to say x times x squared, and that would be x cubed, or x to the third. X times negative 2x, so negative 2x squared. X times 5, so plus 5x. So now we've multiplied x by all three of those terms. Now we're going to do the same thing with negative 3. So negative 3 times x squared, so minus 3x squared. negative 3 times negative 2x plus 6x, and negative 3 times 5 minus 15. So now we can say, well, we look at our exponents, right? We only have one that has an exponent of a 3, so x cubed. But now we have negative 2x squared and negative 3x squared. So we combine those to get negative 5x squared. And then we have 5x plus 6x, so plus 11x. And lastly, just minus 15. And we have our polynomial. Okay, so now we have x cubed minus 5x squared plus 11x minus 15. And the last one, 3x plus 4 times 2x squared minus x minus 8. So let's multiply 3x by all of these terms. So 3x times 2x squared would be 6x cubed. 3x times negative x would be negative 3x squared. 3x times negative 8 would be negative 24x. Now we're going to multiply 4 times 2x squared, so plus 8x squared. 4 times negative x, so minus 4x. And 4 times negative 8, so minus 32. Now we look at our exponents. We only have one that has an exponent of a 3, so we can go ahead and write that term down. But now we have negative 3x squared and positive 8x squared. So that's going to give us plus 5x squared. Negative 24x minus 4x, so minus 28x. And then lastly, minus 32. And we have our final polynomial of 6x cubed plus 5x squared minus 28x minus 32. And that is how you multiply polynomials, by using a table, the FOIL method, and multiplying binomials by trinomials.